Garmin nuvi 56 LMT, which is what this is. Now it says 56, but this is the LMT. As it says on the back. Now this video isn't necessarily strictly about the 56 LMT. It's about the 55, 56, 57, 58, and 65, 66, 67, and 68 LMT models. This is the only one I know, the only one that is a traffic capable model, but does not use the GTM36 nor the GTM60. It's what I call a TA only model, meaning you either have to have a TA10 or TA20, and the TA meaning traffic adapter, or at least I assume it does. Does it work? Yes, it does work. I have plugged it in and it does get a traffic signal and you're good to go. Now this technically does have a traffic receiver built into it, but it will only work if you're using a TA10 or a TA20. And what is the difference between the 10 and the 20? Well, it's actually fairly simple to understand. The 10, as you can see over here, is a 1 amp, and the 20 is 2 amp. Does one cord charge faster than the other? Not in my experience. Whether it's a 10 or a 20, it seems to have the same battery charge rate when it's plugged in. Again, from my experience. If you don't have one and you want one, well, first go to garmin.com/traffic and check the coverage map to make sure you actually have traffic coverage, as I've said before. Get the 20 instead of the 10, even if you don't need it. Now, technically, this could get away with a TA10. I've got several of them, but if I didn't have one and I was buying one outright, I would just play the safe card, so to speak, and I would get the TA20 for this specific model. And I may do a full video. I mean, I have done a full video on the 56, but not the LMT. It's the same thing. That's why I haven't done a video on it, although I may go through it in a later video. More or less, this is almost identical to the 2597 LMT. It's got the same menu sets, the same everything, the same traffic reporting. The only difference is that this has to use a TA10 or a TA20 to get traffic, whereas the 2597 can work with a TA10, TA20, GTM36, or GTM60. That's really the only difference. The 2597 with the GTM60 technically has the advantage because it has HD traffic. But as I said in a recent video about the GTM36, do you really get extra with that? Not really. So you can totally get one of these 56s or 66 LMTs or 67 or 68 and get your TA20. You'll get your traffic. It's a great unit overall. And again, if given the choice between the two cables, go for the TA20 first. But there you go. So 55, 56, 57, 58, 65, 66, 67, 68 LMTs all use TA cords. Oh, one more thing. What's the difference between the 55 and the 56? The 55 is lower 48 state only, United States, and the 56, which is what this one is United States and Canada maps. That's literally the only difference between the two. And with the 57, 58, more or less same thing. The 57 is like a slightly newer generation of the 55 with lower 48 state, and the 58 is a slightly newer generation of the 56. Little things change between the models, but not all that much. Oh, there is one other thing. This does not have Bluetooth. At least I don't think it does. If it does, I'll make a correction and a comment. But okay, that's one thing about the 2597. Well, another thing, I guess, that has an advantage over this, but I don't connect with Bluetooth, so it really doesn't matter to me. But if you gotta have the Bluetooth with your Garmin, there again, 2597. This is why so many of those sell. They're just really good models. But this is no slouch. This works good as long as you have a TA20 for your traffic.